what is happening in their life and how far they've come. In studio this morning, great to be hanging out with Doreen Moracha. Doreen, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good to have you in studio today.
Thank you.
So Doreen, masikio zetu zimetegeka. We're waiting to hear your story. So tell us, who is Doreen and where does your story begin?
Doreen is a 25-year-old girl living positively with HIV.
Okay.
Since I was born.
Okay.
I was born to a discordant couple. My mom is positive and my dad is negative.
Okay.
I'm the third born in a family of how many are we? 5.
You have to count. Sometimes you only have to count.
Yeah, I might forget my siblings. So we should have been 5, but then one of us passed on, so we are 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So take us back to your earlier years and how life was like and how you got to discover that you are positive.
So I discovered that I was positive. The first time I knew I was positive, it was by accident. I actually overheard my mom and my doctor speaking.
You had taken your mom to hospital, or your mom
She had taken me to hospital. And after she took me to hospital, and I overheard the doctor asking her, when did you know she was positive? So I kind of asked myself, how am I positive? Because all along I was
told... Did you know what being positive meant at that time? Yeah,
by that time, we had been introduced to HIV through our science classes. These things they start like around in class 4. Yeah. So I knew about HIV, but I knew I didn't have it because my parents had told me you have a skin condition. My skin that time used to have lots of issues.
Did you know your mom was positive?
I didn't know she was positive.
Okay.
So when I found out, I told myself, no, I can't be HIV positive. And then that time, most of the people, even our teacher had told us, HIV is for promiscuous people.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is no way I was HIV positive. So I just, I told myself, no, that can't be me. I just overheard my own things.
Did you bother to ask your mom?
I didn't bother to ask her. We're African children. You don't ask questions.
Yeah, especially on such matters.
You don't.
Yeah.
You just let it slide and you're like, it's okay.
Did you share with anybody, your siblings?
No, I didn't. I didn't ask anybody. I just kept quiet and I said that can't be. And then anyway, my doctors had assured me that when I reach 12 years, I'll be okay.
Okay.
So I knew and I knew HIV was not treatable, was not curable rather. So I knew it wasn't me. We were not talking about me.
So life went on.
And then the following year, my mom fell sick. And she was so ill, she even went into a coma.
What?
Yeah. Because her CD4 count had dropped, her viral load was so high. Like it was a lot of work.
By that time, was she on medication?
No, she was not on medication.
Okay.
But, my mom found out that she was HIV positive when I was 8. When they were first told, as with the doctor.
Yes.
I was tested and they had to be tested because the doctor asked, how did she get it?
Yeah.
So that was the time my mom found out about her status. But she did not accept.
Okay.
So in that process of denial, she stayed in denial all that time. So until now, she went down. So when she went down now, people were like, she's going to die. Let's just prepare for the burial and all that. Like there was so much going on. So I was really afraid that she was going to die because it looked like she was going to die.
Yes.
But she woke up by God's grace. And by the time she came home, she was okay. And then she told me, I want to take you to hospital. Because I think that stress of her being sick and everything,
yes,
it made me, I got an infection called herpes zoster. So it also took my immunity down because all along I was doing okay. But now, all of a sudden, again, I was down.
Yeah.
So when I was going through all that, she just took me to hospital, and then now this hospital visit was a little bit longer than all my other hospital visits, because we usually went to hospital, yes, but now this was a really long one. And so I asked,
why was it long?
because now we had to do the tests, and then my CD4 count had to be done, my viral load. They had to know where I am exactly so that I can start ARVs, because up to that time I had not started ARVs.
Okay.
So we went to the doctor later on, and then he told me, Doreen, you're HIV positive.
Ooh, just like that?
Just like that.
How old are you now?
I'm 13.
13?
Yeah.
I think it's like my son is 14, so I'm just thinking, what?
Yeah.
Was your mom with you when
yeah, my
when
mom was with me, and my aunt, who is a medic.
Okay.
So we were there, and she told me, the doctor told me, you're HIV positive, and you're going to be taking medication for the rest of your life. And I'm there like, okay, that is not a big deal. I've been taking medication anyway. And now I get at least a tour, because it was a long journey. We had to travel like 2 hours to the hospital. So I miss school at least once a month, legally. Then I travel. And then now, when we're done with hospital, my mom will take me out, buy me fries and all that. So to me, it was a good thing.
Because of the being taken out and the fries.
Yeah. As in it was a good thing, you know. You get a rest, at least you know that this time I am not going to school today.
Yes.
So to me it was a good thing at that time, but I didn't take it negatively. Now I am positive and all.
So by the time they were breaking the news to you that you're positive, your mom had come to terms that she's positive.
Yeah.
When now you guys went home, did you break the news to the rest of the family?
No. Actually, that time we only used to live. It was just me and my mom.
Okay.
So it was just the two of us. My brother was so little, and he was living with my grandmother. My 2 eldest siblings were in boarding school, so it was just me and her.
Okay.
So now, that time I was in Form 1, and then now I was in Class 8. Now I'm going to Form 1 the following year, and my mom refuses to let me go to a boarding school.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, even me, I'd struggle resisting you to go to a boarding school, to be honest. I would struggle.
Because now, she's telling me, you've started new medication. You have never been away from home.
Yes.
So how are you going to survive in boarding school?
I agree with mom.
I disagreed.
What?
Because I wanted to go to boarding school and have my own box.
No.
Sleep.
Will you take your medicine?
Yes.
What if you forget? Who will remind you?
But then I was told I have to take this medication every day, so I had to.
No. What if the other people know and they start discriminating against? Who will you cry to?
So I think my mom reasoned like that.
Yes.
And then, so she told me, you're not going to hospital. You're not going to a boarding school. You're going to a day school. So I said, okay. So I went to a day school that was both day and boarding. But I was only there in Form 1 the first year. The following year, they said, you can't. They said they are banishing the day scholars.
Okay.
So it's either you become a boarder or you transfer schools. And you know, my mom still had not come to terms
with you being a boarder.
Exactly. So she said, another day school. So we went to another day school.
Shikilia hapo. Yeah, I know where your mom is coming from. I want you here with me. Hakuna mahali unaenda. Ati miezi 3 kwa shule. Hapana. We need to encourage each other here. We'll get more coming up in a short while. Maybe you have an SMS, you have a question or a thought. Number 2316 is the SMS line, and the WhatsApp number is 0786 316 316. Remember, this morning it is Testimony Friday. 16 minutes after 8, the one and only Andy Mburu. Ananijali. The time when I was working at Hope, I would play this song every morning. When it came out, every morning I would play it. What? So when did your brothers and sisters get to know?
I think later on. I don't know whether my mom told them. You know, that is one thing I have never figured out. How did they know that I was positive? I don't know. I have never figured out that one.
Okay. Were they ever taken for tests themselves? Or because they are not
I don't know, but maybe I guess my mom took them for tests before the when I got tested.
Yeah.
Because how else would she know that they are okay?
They're okay, yeah.
But my little brother was born later, so him I am sure he was tested. But Kuba Sidri.
Okay. Okay. How did your dad take the news?
At first he was not okay with it.
Yeah.
And then he found out when he was busy on the moving out of the country. So like he went and kept quiet totally. Yani
I can imagine.
At some point he was not even sending money home. It was just us. Yeah.
I can imagine. It's not an easy. What?
It's never easy.
It's never easy.
Sitokubali kuzama kwenye maji, ananipenda, yeye ni mwema.
Listening to when you're feeling down and under, when it seems like no one cares, where it feels like you've been thrown on the dump heap. This one is Anani Jali by Andy Mburu. It's playing on Family Radio 316 station where the music does the talking. 22 minutes after 8. It is Testimony Friday. Today we get to hang out with Doreen Moracha, who's sharing her story with us today. Questions, thoughts, number 2316 SMS line, WhatsApp number 0786 316 316. So here you are, from one school to another. By the way, question, did at what point did your siblings get to know your status?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they just figured it out, or they were told.
Okay.
I have never had an idea. One thing I know is they knew.
They knew.
Yeah.
And what about your dad? What was his reaction?
I know when my dad found out, he was going out of the country. And then, during that time, I was very sick. So both my parents were asked to be tested.
Okay.
And then he was tested and my mom was tested. So, for him, it was mandatory because he had to be.
Yeah.
So he came out negative. And he was, hizo pilika anaenda.
Yeah.
So I think he was like, okay, it's like he left it to my mom, like, just deal with it. Yeah.
Okay. So you went to this second school. How was life there?
Life there was okay. Though it was not exactly the kind of school that had the standards of education and all that.
Yeah.
But it was just another school and I had to go to school.
Did people get to know your status in school?
No.
Even the teachers?
Even the teachers.
Okay.
So even on my clinic days when I had to go to hospital, it was just like, you miss school and tomorrow you come back and say I was not feeling okay.
Yeah, I was not feeling well. Wow. Did this ever get to you to because I'm just thinking back in the day with the scary information we would get about HIV and AIDS.
Yeah.
Did you at one point get to a place where you felt like my life is over?
That was after I finished school. Yeah. Because after my second day school, we had to transfer school, and then I went to boarding school.
Oh, finally, Mom agreed.
Yeah, finally. No, but it was very near to home. It was like, Yeah.
It was in the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood. She'd just cross the road and come to school.
Good job, ma'am. Good job.
So after I went there, but then when I was in Form 4, my mom had to tell the principal because now I was having an issue with diet and all that.
Yeah.
So she had to tell the principal so that they will bring me food during the weekends.
Okay.
She agreed, but also on that condition that don't tell anybody. And we lived until I cleared school. Now after
So she honored.
yeah, she honored her nini. She will just look the other way because food from outside was not allowed.
Okay.
But then my brother would bring me food when we were going to church every Sunday. Then I'd find a way of getting the food to school.
Okay.
So after I cleared high school, now I'm out here. I want to choose a career and all that. You know, after school you start dreaming and all that.
Yes, but before we even get to that, I'm just wondering, your life in school, did your health fluctuate up and down, or was it stable?
No, most of the time it was fluctuating.
Okay.
Because even if I was on medication, you know, there's stress that comes in school.
Yeah.
There is the diet that is not 100% balanced. So it was really tough.
Yeah.
But then we made it.
Ulitoboa.
Ulitoboa.
Ukutoboka. Okay, so you finish high school. What next?
So I finished high school, and here I am at home. I say now I want to become an air hostess, and I go to an air hostess school somewhere in Nairobi. And the first thing that lady told me is, you cannot become an air hostess.
Why?
So I told her, why? I have everything. I have the height. I don't have... But that time I didn't even have the weight. I was like very tall and slender and everything. So I matched the qualifications.
Yeah.
And then she tells me, because you have a scar on your face. And I asked her, how is that affecting me? And she told me, it will affect you because you're supposed to have a flawless face.
Ooh.
With the scars maybe zenye hazionekani, but kama zinaonekana you can't, because you have to do an interview before you start the class. So I said, you know, the scar had been brought by a herpes zoster infection. So I told myself, now this HIV thing is not really good, but I was like, it's okay, I'll choose another one. The second one, now I wanted to become a radio presenter. I love making noise.
You see, you're here. You finally made it.
So now I go to an uncle of mine. He used to lecture in one of the media schools.
Yes.
And then he tells me, you can become a journalist. So I asked him why. He told me, just go home, think of another thing, but don't think in the lines of media. So I asked him, why can't I just become a media personality? It's all about going to school and I have the qualifications.
Yes.
So he tells me, because people will find out about you. They will find out you're HIV positive. It is bad publicity and it is stigmatizing. We don't want that to happen to you. So just go home, think of something else.
Really?
Yes. And you know, this is coming from a relative.
Yeah.
So I was so sad. I was so angry. I did not want to be HIV positive anymore. I said, you know what? Now, this is the point. Me and HIV, tumemalizana.
Yeah.
So I go home, and just like coincidentally, I see on TV, Babu Aloliondo, people are going there and they're claiming they're being healed.
Yes. Don't tell me. Don't tell me. Are you telling me? Okay. Okay.
So I convinced my mom. I told her, this is it. Like we are now healed. We are going. We have to get this cure. You know, everybody's going there. A lot of people can't be going to a place that doesn't have results.
Ooh.
So we went. Tukalipa pesa.
Chigana.
Fare ilikuwa 20k, lakini kukunywa kikombe ilikuwa 2000. So
what? And then?
So we reached there.
I'm glad you can. I'm glad you can laugh.
I can laugh because every time I think about it, I'm like, why did I even have that idea? Like, how will I think of such a thing? You know. So then we reach at Babu's place. Babu tells us he does not cure. What has brought you there is your faith. And your faith is going to heal you.
Babu is a wise man.
Babu is a wise man. We just forgot that faith does not negate science. We forgot that thing. But we were like, we have faith. And there is the cup.
Yeah.
And we drank the cup. And we came back home. Rejoicing. We were like, kwanza tuliomba, tukasema sasa Mungu tusaidie. Tumekunywa kikombe, sasa wacha tupone.
Wow.
So now we're there, we've already taken our cup, we've come back home. 3 months down the line, my mom, and the fact that she's older, she starts feeling.
Oh, both of you took the cup?
Yeah, both of us took the cup.
Oh, I thought it was just you.
No.
Wow.
It was me and my mom.
Yeah.
So sasa tuko hapo, my mom starts feeling,
Did your siblings know where you had gone to?
No. We just left home. So now we've taken the cup. Sasa mother, she's not feeling okay. So she goes to hospital, tells the person there, nataka unipime, but tusini cancel. Nipime tu. Because najua status yangu nataka tu confirm.
Yeah.
So she get tested and it's positive. She comes home and tells me, sijapona bado. That means that wewe hujapona. So turudi tu kunywa madawa, because by now we had stopped.
Oh, you had stopped medication?
Yeah, we had stopped medication. So
wow.
Sisi ndiao. We used to go to hospital, bring the medication, but we wouldn't take it.
Yeah.
So for her, she went back to medication. For me, I refused. Mi nilikata sikunywa hizo dawa.
You still were believing nilikunywa kikombe?
Nilikunywa kikombe. Labda ina take time to work.
Hey, Doreen. So how long did you refuse to take medication? For how long?
2 years.
Did it affect your health?
Of course.
Wow.
It affected my health. Now I started getting infections, pneumonia came in. It was like my body was just never at peace. So all the time I was just sick. But I refused to go back to hospital and I refused to take medication.
What?
Yeah. So ningesikia tu vibaya, antibiotics, painkillers, hapo. And then life goes on.
Did your brothers and your sisters didn't try and convince you to?
No, they did not. By that time, my brother was living in Botswana with my dad, and my sister had already been married. So it was just me and my mom. It always comes back.
Oh my goodness. This morning we get to hang out with Doreen Moracha, getting to hear her story. Victor, you say, morning, Pastor James. I salute Doreen. She's an inspiration to many. She sounds very confident and hopeful. Yes, she should have been a radio presenter. God bless you for hosting her. Thank you so much, Victor. And then there was one more here from David and Bakasi. You say, keep having faith and being strong, my sister. As long as the belief is there, nothing is impossible.
Thank you.
May you realize your healing someday. For at the mention of Christ's name, all can cease to exist. Dave in Embakasi, thank you very much. Comments, thoughts on 22316, WhatsApp on 0786 316 316. 28 minutes before we get to 9. Lindsay McCall. The song is called The In Between. It's playing on Family Radio 316, station where the music does the talking. So what are you doing now?
Right now I'm working.
Where?
Some place up for Wilson.
Ah, okay. Okay. You can still be a radio.
No, I can't.